This is island warfare. Before the island war is over, I will raid islands, defend islands, and whatever this mass boat destruction thing even is. Every island warrior needs an island, and to start, I picked this swamp island in the corner. But while securing the island, an enemy snuck up. So I came back to my island. And I almost died, but I was able to dig back into my base and collect some gear. The fight was now on. I waited for the enemy to make their way inside, but then I realized they didn't have explosives, so they couldn't enter, which meant I had to go outside and find them. I searched the island. Then my gun ran out of ammo. That was awkward. But while trying to escape me, the enemy died. After looting the enemy's gear, I went to the spawn island to train a leader. We'll start here and then we'll have 10 seconds to run off in whichever direction. One, go. Oh, who's this guy? Hello there. But then, the one I was training killed a random homeless guy. Now this is what started the war. Well, sorta. Because after I left the area, I found the same homeless guy. And then the assassin began shooting while I was still there. I'm gonna get to the side as well. Wait, he's shooting at me. He's shooting at me. I made it to cover and fired back, but the homeless guy wasn't moving, so I had to leave them behind. With my new goal of destroying the enemy base in mind, I prepared, and then it was time for the raid. However, the enemy lives on a very tall volcano island, and they have twice the firepower, so it won't be easy. Wait, they have people up there, hop off your boat, maybe? Yeah, they're shooting from the top of that volcano. With their cover, we couldn't take them out. So we moved along the wall. They know we've gone silent. Alright, let's keep moving along the wall now. Then we placed a distraction. Oh, I hear a lot of shooting. I don't hear any splashing. I don't think it's hitting nearby us. Alright, we can put a charge off here. Alright, ready? Get in a boat. Next was the real breaching charge. And now we move again. We're just gonna move this far. Alright, now we can move around. Then the fight kicked off. Oh, there's a guy there. Crouch, crawl, hide, whatever you can do. Oh, no, they've seen us. Oh, they did. Alright, where are you at? Have you made it up? Okay, yeah, you're right here. That's good. Oh, there's a guy right there. Got him. Now we could take this free gear from the failed ambush, though collecting it was going to be dangerous. Alright, we're gonna try and grab his loot while not getting shot by those guys up at the top there. The enemy began rapid firing. Alright, I got some bandages. Okay, yeah, use mainly bandages to push through this. Yeah, rush down. But I survived, so we re-geared. Right here, we're just gonna dump everything in for now, because somewhat limited on time. With more gear, more supplies, and a new scope, we returned. Alright, make sure when you drop out, you pick up your boat as well. That's very important. Yep, there's a guy up there now. We spotted one patrol and began suppressing them. Alright, he's building, so he's probably going to call in his allies around there. Bandage, bandage, bandage! But then my teammate got smoked, so unless I wanted to 1v4 my way to the top, I had to retreat. I just gotta run. Though I did manage to save the supplies, our attack was now over and I returned back to the base. Until I got an idea. You see, the pirates we were fighting have a special interest in raiding poor teams. So I sailed to an island where I knew the server's poorest team lived. And guess who we found nearby? They tried to truce, but it wasn't going to work since we're at war. Then I gave the pistols to the poor team. It's like Robin Hood, except it's a rich person robbing the poor and giving to the broke. Figuring the pirate would come back, I moved towards the pirate base, and I was right. Let's actually get to the land real quick. Oh wow, I am lagging a lot. I can't even if I can't dismount my boat, he can't hit me. However, after that, it was time for another raid. This time, it was a 1v1, so all I had to do was kill the enemy defender, and I would make it to the top. I tried to hit them, but at this far range, it was difficult, so I moved to a new area for a better chance. Oh, there he is. Alright, there we go, we got him. I managed to take out one, but the pirates had hired 2 more defenders, so I still had to be careful. While planting the charges, I heard an enemy above me. While trying to get up, an enemy dropped down. Oh. Alright, nice, we got him. But I now had to leave before the rest find me. It may seem like we only ever get to the volcano before turning around and never make it to the top, but once my teammate logged on, this was about to change. Approaching the fight, we knew it was a 2v3, so we had to take it carefully. We advanced with no resistance, and now we had a big climb ahead of us. This is by far the strongest part of their base, is that there's only one way up. Well, bandage, bandage. I got him. Fighting on the rocks wasn't easy, but we took out the guard. Now we had to breach. Alright, we're above. Alright, now let's head up to the top. They probably wouldn't put it inside the volcano if you have to cross this magma every time. Oh. That's an enemy somewhere. The cobblestone. Yeah, do you want to go around on the bottom of the outside by that, like, cobblestone walkway and see if you can get him? Then we tried to outflank an enemy who was hiding on the rim of the volcano. Oh, right there. Up at the blocks you saw him by. Nice. Now we have our final push ahead of us. Even if we win, we're still just gonna, like, put all our stuff in a chest and donate it. I got Best Masters. Crawling is a lifesaver. I got one, but then the pirate captain hit me with an RPG. However, now we knew where their base entrance was on the volcano. After that raid, the enemy finally attacked. The only issue? I was alone. I would now have to fight up to 3 attackers for an hour. But I had a secret plan. I hired another team to attack the attackers. But when I called them in, no one arrived, so it was just me. Seeing no one else, I went to disarm the corpse. That's when I found this guy. Now, not only were the pirates attacking me, another team known as the Brotherhood was too. This meant the enemy was respawning at the Brotherhood's base, which is right next to my base, so they'll have many more players than I was ready for. After the first fight was over, the hired mercenaries finally showed up. Something was suspiciously off. However, I had to return to my fighting position, since I knew another wave was coming soon. And when the wave returned, so did a message. The mercenaries I had hired flipped sides and declared a raid against me. Now I needed to hold off 6 attackers for an entire hour, while they respawn on the island next to my base, while I'm entirely alone. And so the real fight began. Some enemies blew themselves up, but I still had more than 50 minutes to go, so I went out to disarm even more corpses. I checked my base, and one had made it to the main building, but not yet breached. Returning to my position, I put all the disarmed weapons away. Now the enemy only had 50 minutes left in their attack. After another 10 minutes of the enemy rushing in with no gear, their tactics were about to change. They now had 2 angles, forcing me to fight one at a time. It was now clear that the enemy was delaying. But what were they delaying for? While the enemy stalled, they only had 20 minutes left, so I knew they were planning something. Here I caught one of the enemies trying to rush the tower. This one began distracting me again, and whenever I shot, they'd get back into cover. Finally, a blast went off. The enemy had now breached the main building. I died and tried to get back up, but the enemy was holding the ladder, so I had to camp down below the ladder. I was now on the last line of defense that the base had. I just had to burn a few more minutes and the enemy would have to retreat. After holding for a few more minutes, the enemy retreated, but they weren't done. You see, after all the repairs, I mined up the surrounding area so that anyone walking through our base would have an extra threat, and I added walls to make the center harder to flank. Then it was time for our second defense. This time, we had 2 team members and a different hired mercenary. The battle began with the enemy firing from the Brotherhood's island, right next to ours. I was so suppressed that there wasn't much I could do but block off the main angle. I continued waiting for more time to pass. I was counting the number of enemies across the way and I could tell that some were missing. They were up to something. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna head down from my tower and try and grab Skeleton's gear. Alright, I got Skeleton's gear. Oh yeah, that was someone down by the breach there. Oh. Man, our KDRs after this are gonna be crazy. Oh, I heard an explosive. Yeah, they've gotten to the... yeah. By now it was apparent that our defenses were crumbling, and I needed to retreat back to the main building soon. Evacuating the tower, I went to disarm the enemy corpses. Alright, that means that side of the island is now, like, it's overtaken, so there's a very good chance they will try and get in from there. Now that I was in the main tower, I was going to try and disarm more enemy corpses so that they couldn't respawn and use their gear again. Yeah, I found where... But while collecting the items, I was ambushed. When I made it back to the surface, the compound got bombarded. Yeah, I hear things moving. Yeah, they are... Oh, wait, that's you. Bandage up. You try and watch the other angle, I'll watch this one, then we'll retreat into the bunker soon. Alright, I'm dropping into the bunker now. Alright, here, hop in. Oh, ow. Here, you stay in that room. Yeah, they know exactly where our other... Yep, they're here. They're gonna blow into this room. Alright, here, I'm breaking the bed. So your spawn point there. Yeah, they got charges set up there. Because they are... oh, whoa. There's explosions going off in this room. There's guys inside this other part. Got one of them. The enemy had blown their way into our stash room, so I had to break my way around the reinforced wall. Alright, got one. Okay, I just got 3 more of them. Let me go around here. Just kind of like watch that room and try and stay a little farther back so that they can't instantly just kill you, if that makes sense. I'm gonna breach this one. And... nice. There was so much gear on the ground, and with the enemy threat, we couldn't save all of it from despawning. Oh. I didn't. Oh, Cosmic's there. Nice. Look, I don't have anything. You're gonna have to find a way around it. Nice. There's still another somewhere above. The defense was barely holding on to the bunker, and any second, the enemy would crash through the roof, so I took the high ground. Alright, I am on top of it, so be very careful who you shoot. Got him. Oh. All right. Skeleton King's dead. Here, I met up with an additional operator who I hired to help defend. Alright, Candy is dropping just a ton of gear down. However, while defending, I walked into a mine. And then I got a message from our operator that he was now dead, so now it was just up to me and my remaining teammates. He said he's dropping out of the raid now, so it's just us, and we've got to hold off for another 10 minutes. Alright, I'm gonna ambush from above. Nice. My goal was now to isolate the enemy's weapons from the surface above, so the enemy would run out of supplies. Okay, more people are coming up on the surface. But then I stepped onto another landmine. At this point, the landmines killed me more times than the enemies. Then an enemy got very close. Are you guys above? The raiders were now low on gear and their time had run out, so they had to retreat. The defense was successful, but a lot of damage had been done, and there was something we needed to deal with. You see, the island right next to us had been using their base as a spawn point, so I forced them to pay diamond blocks or else we would raid them. Now the final item on the list was the volcano base. You see, the enemy leader was tired of the same base attacks and defense, so I came up with a plan. A very Soviet plan. I would form an alliance with every team on the server, because they all had one issue or another with the volcano base. I knew we could have a very large force. And so it was 4 days after arranging the battle that our massive alliance met up at the rally point. The funniest part was we got this many people, and there were only 2 defenders online, since the volcano team didn't have any reinforcements to recruit. Then the attack began. And then everyone stick with your team leaders. Yeah, keep them suppressed. We're not actually going to attack from this angle. Try not to waste too much ammo, but we do need to move from this area. Yeah, like right where you are now is a good place to breach. Alright, the breaches go. All Candy members head into the... Yo, who's drowning? Guys, stop drowning yourself. At this moment, I had our spy inside the enemy team flip. Well, sorta. The spy's allegiances remained dubious at best. Either way, it was time to get past where we had never gone before.
Okay.
Alright, I have a die for you so that you don't get...
Okay,
hey guys, stop shooting him! Alright, I'm placing another charge on this side of the building. I'm placing another charge here. Get back, get back. Here, I'm gonna place another charge. Everyone get back. This is a 10-second charge. Oh, there's... Be careful. Alright. Who's ready to... I need someone else down here with me, like Leo or something. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. We planned a simultaneous drop, but I was the only one who dropped. When I returned, one of the allied soldiers decided to place an explosive that killed all the breaching members, including myself, and before I could make it back, the spy and a few surviving soldiers cleared out the remaining bunker. The war was finally over after many raids. Now what can be learned from this war? Spend your time efficiently. Spend more time on things that will last forever than on things that won't last forever. Anyways, subscribe, nerds. I will see you later.